New segment time.
It's Christmas lights.
Coronavirus news.
Oh, yeah, watch the stream.
127.745098 million coronavirus cases. 2,795,557 deaths. 102 million recovered. Let's go look at the U.S. here. Let's go look at 2 days ago. Okay, now 2 days ago. Though I feel like that number went up. I don't feel like it used to be going up that high. Let's go look here, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's go look at the curve here. It's negligible.
I do feel like it's gone up, though.
But it does appear to have gone up a little bit. But if we wonder why, let's look at yesterday. Oh, look, Texas. Oh, wait. What'd they do? They removed the mask mandate. Arizona did the same thing. And we haven't been paying attention to Arizona, so.
Do you still have our mask mandate?
They got rid of theirs as well. Oh, Nebraska's never had one. It's just been Lincoln and Omaha. And Omaha, I don't know if they ever got to install one or not, or if Pete Ricketts stopped that. But Lincoln still does. And I hope they keep it until I get vaccinated.
Yep.
Anyways, let's go look at old Nebraska here. 35th, of course, seem to be not gaining too typically. I mean, we are gaining faster than New Mexico, but not fast, and faster than Nevada. But
hey, Doc.
Yeah.
Since this is a Dell, it has Alienware stuff built into it.
Yeah.
And so, where you control all your fan speeds and your RGB and your temperatures and stuff, it's updating. And it just asked me to download overclocking systems.
Oh my god. I mean, you should really overclock in the BIOS, but that overclocking stuff, like, built in is pretty nice, especially if it's user-friendly. Anyways, I will say, though, I mean, no wonder we haven't gone up to 35th, because look at the cases in Nevada versus the cases in Nebraska. We're 100,000 away. I don't think we're going to catch that. So.
Not that attitude.
Right! Damn it! Go and spread the coronavirus! Do you remember when this started? We were, we came up with this scheme, right? To go and buy a plane. And we were gonna bottle the coronavirus. And, like, crop dust Lincoln. And commit bioterrorism. Do you remember this plot? Did we ever talk about that on the podcast? I don't think we did, because we were like, this is really bad, and a lot of people are really scared right now. And I don't know if we should. What I find interesting now is, so we are currently, I think, this upcoming week was this next week, so the week we're entering in tomorrow, is supposed to be spring break technically. I think.
Oh, I think it was last week.
Oh, really? Are we 2 weeks behind already?
I think it was the week of like the 16th or whatever.
I think we are 2 weeks behind. Hold on. Yes, I am on a podcast.
Okay, I'll come back. I was going to tell Ethan something.
Oh, I mean, you can walk past there. I don't care. AK-47, everybody. Going to talk to Rondo. Anyways, I actually, the only reason why I know this is because, do you remember the vlog we did? And we went to campus with our masks on. Which is just, looking back, it was like, what we were trying to cause mass hysteria. Now, we would still look like weirdos. But, like, there was a time, I'd say about May, where we wouldn't have looked like weirdos. Because I'd say that was about the height of the fear.
No, I think by April.
April, yeah. April was the height of the fear. Of the coronavirus.
It was around May when people are just like, alright, it's time to get out.
Yeah, people were starting to get annoyed, and that's when the riots happened.
March was like, what the hell's going on? April was like, oh, stuff's going down. Shit's hitting the fan.
And then May.
And then May is like, all right, this got on long enough.
Yeah, come May, we were just like, yeah, let's get out. And so we started rioting. And then June, we kept June. It was
June we actually rioted.
Yeah. We started rioting at the beginning of June. And then nothing happened in July, I think, or what happened in July? I don't remember what it was. Do you remember what it was? Something stupid happened in July. I don't remember what it was. Was it the Murder Hornets? I think it was the Murder Hornets.
Oh yeah.
I think July was the Murder Hornets.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
I think that's about when the breaking happened, because like we were breaking down the months. So like January was Kobe, then we had the fires in February. Corona was March. Lockdown was April. May I think was the riots. I think that was the riots, and then June was the Murder Hornets, and then after that I don't remember. It kind of the breaking stuff up kind of broke. But yeah, that's crazy.
Oh no, I think it was May.
Yeah, I just think this is
And July.
This is my first summer living. This will be my first spring in this house with everybody here, which would be interesting because the last spring I spent it alone, which is pretty nice. This spring will be interesting having everybody here. Because Rooster won't be in Indiana. Kentucky, my bad. All the same. They're all a bunch of backwoods hicks. Oops. States, so. But, yeah. What was I... Do you remember, Phil? I was going to tack something in at the end of the Corona segment. Do you remember what it was?
Oh, a fourth segment?
No, that was going to be the fourth segment, but there was something else I wanted to talk about. Do you remember what it was?
Oh.
I can't remember what it was. It's gone. Either way, Will, since we didn't have you on the podcast, we never got to really talk to you during the quarantine.
I do remember what it was. But here, let me text it to you.
Okay. So, Will, I don't think we really talked, nor did we ever get your opinion during the whole lockdown last spring. Well, I don't think we ever talked to you.
About what?
Well, the lockdown last spring, because obviously, I was passed out on my couch every single night, in and out of consciousness from headaches. So my experience is a bit different. And, about 3 blocks that way, there was a bunch of riots on O Street. What?
All right, I sent it to you.
All right. What was your experience during this time? Please tell us a story. Something unique.
Like, about lockdown or about the riots
No, it wasn't.
and stuff?
It wasn't going to be that.
Wasn't it?
When how did you react when school was like, yeah, we're canceled for the rest of the semester?
I don't know, I thought it'd be fun, but then it sucked because I hate online school.
Yeah, you've been in person this whole semester, right? This whole year, right?
Yep.
Do you have any teachers that refuse to come in?
No. There were teachers here.
At all the high school, at the entire high school, not a single teacher refused to come in?
Well, I mean, one can't, but...
Why? Tell us why. Tell me why.
Oh, you know why.
Oh, besides the pedophile.
Yeah. Was that your math teacher?
Was it? No,
No,
he was my speech coach. He was one of my 3 speech coaches, and then he turned into the English teacher. He wasn't Will's English teacher. He would have had him next year.
Hey, Will, do you know of a teacher in your school with the last name Newman?
Yeah. I know her. She's the math teacher.
What?
She's the math teacher.
Yes.
So her husband is the assistant manager at Hy-Vee,
Really?
like meat manager. Yeah, yeah.
How did I not know
Interesting.
this about her? How did so?
Logan. So Newman. Yeah, is his last name. And he was telling me about his wife who teaches at Raymond Central. I was like, oh, I have a cousin who went to Raymond Central. I bet he
I
knows
have
her.
a step cousin who goes to Raymond Central.
Well, I mean, you
Step
used to go there too. I don't know how long she's been teaching there.
She's been there for a while.
She started my freshman year.
Freshman year.
Yep, because we had a guy, his name was Isaacson, and he helped me with my advanced algebra homework a lot. And so I was like super excited to have him next year. And then we didn't have him for geometry, and I got her instead. And I'm pretty sure she was the only reason why I passed geometry. I had an A in geometry. I didn't point this
I have
out.
geometry with Wilmus.
That must have sucked.
It's not that bad.
Like, I mean, to be fair, Newman's gotten pretty since I was there.
Wait, what?
Like my last year. So like when that was her first year, right? So she was super laid back, super relaxed, super easy rules. Everything was completion basically except for the test. By calculus, that had gone at the wayside, and she had just had her kid, so we didn't have her for the first semester, which is why I had an A the first semester. Second semester, obviously we were doing really complicated stuff, for me anyways. I wish I had listened for that second semester. It'd come in handy right now.
So
And so I got a D. But it averaged out to a B, so what do I care?
So Wilmus teaches geography, or not geometry, and that stuff, and then Newman teaches algebra and I think calculus.
Okay, so like Schnell used to teach algebra, advanced algebra, and college algebra. Or no, wait, did she teach college? She taught geometry, calculus, and college algebra. That's what she taught. And then he taught advanced algebra and pre-calc. He might
I think Wilmus took that.
He might have also, and then he also taught 9th grade math. And then she also taught pre-geometry. I think. Yeah. So, Phil, you'll get a kick out of this. Okay, so you had pre-algebra, algebra, geometry, advanced geometry, pre-calc, and calc. That was the path I took. Then you have.
Oh, hold up! You took geometry, advanced geometry.
Geometry, advanced algebra, pre-calc, calc.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I did.
Okay, that's what most people do. Then you have those special snowflakes, and it gets complicated after 8th grade. But they basically take 7th grade math, 8th grade math, 9th grade math, and pre-geometry. They have to take 2 math classes, otherwise they can't graduate. Otherwise they can't take. Yeah, that's right. They can't take. They can't take chemistry, which means they can't graduate.
Oh.
So then they take those 2 classes together, and then I think they take geometry as a sophomore.
Wait. So in 9th grade they take 9th grade math and what else? Pre-geometry?
And pre-geometry.
Pre-geometry.
And then they take geometry as a 10th grader, and then advanced algebra, and then they're done because they've already taken an extra math course.
Wait, what do they take? They don't take anything senior year?
No, sometimes they don't, or sometimes they take advanced algebra their senior year.
Or college algebra?
Well, college algebra would be. They could probably do college algebra. It's pretty close. College algebra would be the equivalent to what I took for pre-calc, because pre-calc, what I took was not actual pre-calc. It was.
It's like AP shapes and colors.
Yeah. My version.
AP shapes and colors.
My pre-calc wasn't actual calculus, and I thought it was funny because here I was studying calculus, and there was these girls in one of my classes. They were juniors, and they're like, "Hey, Doc, can you help me with my pre-calculus?" I'm like, "Oh, sure." she whips out her notebook, and it's a derivative, and it's an integral, and I look at her and I'm just like, listen, that's the exact same stuff I'm doing, and I don't know what I'm doing. I can't help you.
You didn't know how to do integrals?
Not indefinite ones. Not well enough.
I mean, indefinite integrals are basically easier integrals than definite integrals.
Definite ones are easy. You plug in your calculator, you get a whole number, and you're done.
Yeah, indefinite, you just add plus c at the end.
No, but you have to do a bunch of algebra and junk.
The indefinite integral of cosine.
That wasn't a cosine though. This was of like the square root of 1x over 2x plus 3 minus 2x or something stupid.
It's a polynomial.
Yes,
you just
that was
add one to the exponent, divide by that number.
Maybe it wasn't an integral. I don't remember what it was. It was too complicated for me. And I was just looked at it.
It's too complicated.
I just looked at her. I'm like, listen, we just did that last week, and I don't even know what's going on. I've given up at this point.
All right. To be fair, my second semester of calculus was not fun either.
No.
So I took Calc 1 first semester, and then Calc 2 second semester.
I don't think it ever qualified as Calc 2.
They called that class AP Calc Diff. Yeah. That's what I took senior year, AP Calc Diff. And then they had just normal AP Calc, which was an entire year of Calc 1.
And the
AP Calc Diff was basically taught at like a college level, because college math, you take an entire math course in a semester.
The ironic part is you took all these AP classes, shot yourself with heroin to get yourself through it, and then got only like 3 credits out of all of them because you couldn't pass a stupid exam.
But to be fair, it made math so easy. Because
I'm sure it did.
When I got to school, like when I got to UNL, it was like, man, I've already done this. This is easy.
Except when you failed Calc 3.
It was hell taking it, the first time. But when I took it again, actually at UNL, it was like, why did I not get this? This is easy.
Except when you failed Calc 3.
Yeah, but I took it again and I was like, oh, this is easy.
Well, of course it should be the second time.
The second time is a charm.
However, if that happens with econometrics, I feel like I will be feeling the same.
What I should have done, actually, is withdraw from the class so it'd show a W instead of an F. Or D or whatever. Because if you just withdraw, it doesn't hurt your GPA or anything. It just says, oh yeah, you didn't finish the class. Then you take it again anyways. So you just have a W. And in that way, then you can finish up like the majority of the semester, learn basically 2/3 of all the information, take it again, get your grade super good to the point that, the last few weeks of class, they don't matter a whole lot, and then you get to the final, and you're basically solid on about 80% of the test.
What class did you ultimately fail and that you did not want to retake that led you to become a Bachelor's of Arts, so a BA instead of a BS?
That was, I think, mechanics. Basically throughout my whole semester, my whole year or whatever, because I couldn't take it for a whole nother year. And so then all the other classes that I would have needed to take basically got pushed back a year. And so then I was like, do I go another year? Can we say that word?
I already said A, so I'm going to have to edit that out as well. So.
Anyways, I was like, all right, well, you either have to add a whole nother year, or you can just go to the Bachelor of Arts plan. And after talking it over with my advisor, and I was like, yeah, really, to be honest, a bachelor's degree is a bachelor's degree. They don't really look at anything different between the arts or science at the end. They don't pay attention.
Or if you're me,
pay attention to what you got out of school.
Or if you're me, you
don't how useful you are
on it.
Their workforce.
Or if you're me, you don't even put your GPA on your resume.
How early did you have graduated if you just got the arts degree? Or do you guys have an arts degree?
There is no arts degree at Kasner. It's the
Oh,
College of
yeah, because you're
Agriculture.
not like arts
It's
and
the College
sciences
of
college.
Agriculture, College of Agricultural Sciences and Natural Resources. The name science is in the name. You
The
can't.
College of Natural Art. The College of Natural Arts and Agriculture. So I'm going to make a separate college for the lesser
How do
intelligent.
you even get a? I don't think you can even get a bachelor's of arts in economics. I don't think that works.
I'm going to call it the Natural Arts degree.
You get a BA in economics. No offense to you getting a BA. BA in physics is still pretty good. BA in economics, I feel like you're gonna be like, are you serious?
Are you serious, bro?
You took a social science, arguably the easiest.
But I
of the
slept through
sciences.
my class and still got a C.
You got a BA in econ. Let's look at this here, shall we? All right, so
I saw this video.
Social sciences are the easiest sciences, arguably. You then took economics, which is the
Depending
hardest
which
social
one.
science. What?
Depending which one. I mean, I'm technically what do you call it? Social science?
Physics is not a social science.
Oh,
You're a physical
Oh,
science.
wait. What was the other term you used? Oh, I was thinking liberal arts degree.
Yeah.
I have a liberal arts degree.
You're a liberal arts degree. I don't count as a liberal arts degree. Technically.
No.
Yeah. Yours is more liberal arts than ever. It literally has the term art in it. It's lost the liberalness of
Yeah.
art. There's a reason economics isn't allowed to be a liberal art. It might actually be a liberal arts degree, normal economics,
Art.
but it's not economics.
It's not an art.
I tell you what, of all the sciences you could do, economics is the most artistic one. You realize how many graphs we draw on a daily basis? You get into class, and your professor, the first thing he does is draw an X and a Y, and you're like, oh boy, we're off to a good start. And then he draws your demand curve, and then you're off to the races. You might draw a production function or a few possibility frontiers. And then
It's like, bro, are these even functions?
And then you sit there, and your professor is like, okay, let's think 3-dimensional here, shall we? And you're like, whoa. It's like he goes to like the corner of the room, and he's like, picture a graph, okay? This 3-dimensional graph, and picture these waves, all right? And gradually increasing. And each one of these waves is your production possibilities frontier. And just this elegant way of explaining how all these things work together. And I'm like, so this is a 400 level course. This marriages all the ideas better. And then he says, so Doc, you learned this in the micro, right? And I look at him, I'm like, my guy Vlad. No, he didn't call me Doc. My guy Vladimir. All right. That's actually his name wasn't Vladimir. It was spelled Vladimir, but since he was Ukrainian, that's not how you pronounce it. I don't remember how
Vladimir?
you pronounce it.
I don't know.
No, sorry. His first name was Vladimir, but his last name, the way I would say it would be the Russian pronunciation, but the Ukrainian pronunciation is not that. I don't remember what I don't remember what his last name was. I think it was like Rasputin or something, or Vladimir Rasputin. I don't remember, but the way I say it is not the correct pronunciation in Ukrainian. So I thought that was interesting. So, but my guy Vladimir, we had the pandemic, and then on top of that, he just wasn't the greatest teacher. Now, granted, he also had a moment, and I think a lot of I had these moments with my econ professors. I don't know if you've ever had these moments with your with your physics professors. And Will, let me know if you've had any moments with any of your high school teachers so far, where you're just like, that is a wonderful explanation of that. Like, you understand it, and you're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And then they go and explain it in such a way, and you're just like, that's an awesome explanation. It was like the first week, and he explained utility in such a... No, sorry, that was a different class. My bad. I don't remember what Vladimir did. I think he also explained. He might have explained utility another way as well. I think every professor has a different way of explaining utility, and each one is better than the previous one.
Oh, really?
And there were just these amazing explanations. Now, I think Chris, my macro professor, intermediate macro, my aha moment in his class was when he was when we were just going over the history of economics, which I thought was like my favorite section. It was like
You are very engaged.
What?
Will is very engaged.
I'm sorry. There's just these moments in class where you're just like, this is why I'm studying this. So, Will, have you had any of those moments in any of your classes where you're just like, that's a wonderful explanation?
Not really.
Yeah, it's high school. I don't expect you to have those explanations.
His intellect is just so far above a teacher. He's like, you make me feel dumber. Having listened to that. Every person here is now stupider. I mean, listen.
Will, how is your? Do you have all A's?
The incompetence that just came out of your mouth.
So, Will, do you have all A's and you're working towards that engineering degree? Dude, you need all A's to be an engineer.
An engineering degree?
Yeah, did you not know Will's going to be an engineer? Will, why don't you explain to him our big genius plan?
Well, the thing is, my grades haven't been the greatest, and they probably won't be. So I might downgrade my degree a little bit.
To what?
Huh?
Just architecture in general.
Oh, be an architect. Will, I was gonna build you this awesome shop. Now I'm hearing some disappointment.
Well, I might not be able to get the degree. I can still do like engineering things.
Yeah,
So
but if I put you behind a Tormach without an engineering degree, the internet's gonna laugh at me.
Behind a what?
If I put you behind the wheels of a 4-axis Tormach CNC lathe, if I put you behind that and you don't have an engineering degree, the internet's gonna laugh at me. The internet's gonna be like, Doc, you just spent $500,000. I don't know if it's $500,000. You just spent $100,000 on a piece of machinery, and you're not having an actual engineer working it. You were going to be the first recipient of the Dr. Sheep Scholarship.
Oh, really?
Now I don't know if I can give it to an architect student. Nothing wrong with being Ted Mosby. Ted Mosby was a great guy. Other than it took him till I was like 40 to find a wife. I then kill her. But, I mean...
Killer?
Do you want to be Ted Mosby?
What do you mean Ted Mosby killed his wife?
Conspiracy.
Conspiracy? What?
I think he killed her.
Oh.
Wow. She got
Did she
sick
get
and
cancer?
died. No,
I don't
she
know
still
why
had
I
her
even go
hair.
on these
It was not cancer.
podcasts.
What
What?
did you say, Will?
I don't know why I even go on these podcasts anymore.
Just to make fun of you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's much better to make fun of you to your face than behind your back.
Okay, that actually leads to the next segment. But Phil,
Wait,
before
what?
we move on to the third segment,
It leads in perfectly.
I'll explain why it leads to the next segment
It leads
perfectly.
in perfectly.
It does. It does. I have an ADD riddled mind. All right. There's these connections that make it, and like 8 million neurons fire at once, where everybody else has.
That's
like,
all you have is 8 million?
No, they all fire at once. When I make this connection, all right, as for most people,
What
it's
is
like
average?
2 or
Average
3.
is like 90 billion to 100 billion?
Yeah, but like the amount of connections you have.
And then I got about 5.
Anyways, Phil, have you?
I've got
Before we move on,
You got
did
2?
you ever have one of those moments with your professors where you're just like, that is an awesome explanation of something, of some physics.
I told you
properties.
no.
No.
Yeah, you've already talked about this.
No, but
Yeah, he said
I
he's
said
too
Will.
dumb to
I
understand
said
what they're
Will. I
saying.
said Phil though. With a PH.
Oh,
Wait, Phil?
Yes, Phil.
we have two similar names.
I said yes.
Oh, what was that moment?
Oh. Well, I had one in high school with my physics teacher in high school.
Oh, what did he or she explain?
They were explaining trigonometry.
That doesn't
And
sound.
they're explaining sine and cosine
I had
as ways of thinking about percentages of a
percentages.
circle.
I guess I haven't.
And so basic, what?
I had a cosine revelation in freshman year of college. He gave us this little like formula for solving angles and stuff that I was like, I hated it, but then I actually used it one time because I was stuck and I'm like, okay, I'm going to use this instead of trying to brute force like I normally do. And I was like, this, if I had this.
The explanation he gave us is that, you think of cosine as the x-coordinate, as the x-graph. Sine is basically the y-coordinate. From 0 to pi over 2, it's 90 degrees. You start out at cosine. You start out at 0 degrees. 100% is at cosine. Pi over, what is it? Pi over 4. Oh, yeah, pi over 4 is basically 50-50. 50%, 50% to add up to 1.
Will, this is important.
That's square root of 2 over 2. And then you go to sine. 100% of the line is on sine. It's straight up and down. So you attribute the 1 to the y-axis. And then you have different increments of one or the other. So, y is taking up the majority of this, and then x is taking up a small portion of how far it's going over. I mean, when he drew it on the whiteboard, it was like...
I could imagine. But
like, wow, that makes sense.
My mech systems professor, he just had this formula for solving like force problems and stuff that I didn't want to use it. Then I used it, and I was like, this is freaking genius. Why was I so apprehensive about using this formula? And I'm like, it wasn't a formula. It was just to help you like map things out. Even though I could do it like way faster than he would show it on the board, just because he would add extra crap that I knew, like, yeah, that cancels out. I don't need that there. I don't need to write down that it cancels out. But it was just like, oh, now I know I need to use arctangent here, and it was just beautiful. It was beautiful. I guess inverse tangent.
I also had it in one of my other classes. Well, I think it was when I was taking Calc 3 for the second time. I had a revelation on my own. Kind of reading through my notes or whatever. And I basically came to this deeper understanding of the concept we were learning about on my own. And I was like, yeah, this makes a lot more sense now. Why did I not get this? And then I think there probably was some physics aha moments I had with the professor, but there's no specific moments that really stand out right now. Like I'm pretty sure I've had them. Actually, I just had one the other day with a Veritasium video. I mean, he's had 2 out within like the last 2 weeks. So the last one, the most recent one, I believe, was one about light bulbs.
Oh, I just saw that one.
About how. What?
I just saw that one.
You haven't, or you have?
I just saw it.
Yeah, about the light bulbs, how supposedly companies are making light bulbs less and less efficient, make more money, so they get customers. Supposedly, we made light bulbs. There's a light bulb that has lasted 100 years.
Yeah, I already knew about that light
bulb. It has
bulb.
like 1 million watt-hours. Because basically, pre-1930, companies were like making light bulbs like super, super good. The point that people were like never needing to buy them again.
Yeah, I know what I
made this. And they made. Well, I don't know if Will has heard about this. And then they made this big old cartel of light bulbs, just rule the market. And they had this secret meeting where they're like, all right, we're going to limit or we're going to re-engineer our light bulbs so that way they can only last up to 2,000 hours or something. And if they go longer than that, they fine you. So they all sign this agreement where if someone starts selling light bulbs that last extraordinarily longer than another one, than what they deem too much, they fine you. And they charge you.
Yeah.
Basically, it's in everyone's best interest to follow the guidelines. And so basically, they purposely made light bulbs worse and worse and worse. That way, they keep renewing customers.
Yep. I wonder how long it'll be before we start seeing LEDs do that.
That wasn't the profounding. That wasn't the aha moment. The aha moment came from the previous video about pi.
I don't think I saw the pilot.
History of pi. Have you seen that one?
I think I. Oh yeah, I did see that one. Yeah. I was eating lunch.
That one was
so
so good. I loved it.
Let's discuss it at different times so we can keep moving on.
But yeah, that one was basically just about how we found pi.
Yeah.
So many decimal places.
I
knew
really
the first
how
part.
Newton did it.
I knew the first part about Archimedes' method. The second part about Newton and binomial theorem, that part, I mean, I had learned about that in calculus, but when he explained it in his video, it was like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense.
I got a little lost just because theorems don't work in my head, but
I really liked that video.
I was like, this is actually kind of interesting. It was a very good video. I was like, but